Iran's hardliners revolt against emerging U.S. deal as divisions spill into the open inside Tehran. Mojtaba loyalists draw the knives as negotiators face accusations of crossing Iran's red lines. U.S. deal ignites internal fury in Iran as rival factions clash over how much Tehran should concede. Mojtaba's silence fuels speculation as hardliners and deal critics step up pressure on Iran's negotiating team. Opposition to the reported Iran-U.S. peace agreement has now spilled into the open, exposing divisions within Iran's political establishment. The developments were reported by Iran International, as Donald Trump continued to signal that a deal could be reached imminently. Iranian MP Kamran Ghazanfari warned that negotiators had crossed what he described as Mojtaba Khamenei's red lines. Ghazanfari argued that any agreement reached under pressure from the United States would lack legitimacy and political validity. The hardline lawmaker claimed Washington had continued to threaten Iran throughout the two-month negotiating process. He said any deal produced under such circumstances could not be regarded as binding or enforceable. The criticism marked one of the strongest and most direct public attacks yet on the negotiating team. Another hardline figure, Jalal Rashidakouchi, also accused officials of deepening divisions and tensions inside Iran. Rashidakouchi warned supporters of the agreement that their actions would eventually come back to haunt them. He argued that the controversy surrounding the proposed agreement was already causing serious damage to the country. Amid the growing backlash, Iranian MP Seyed Nabavian insisted that the deal represented a total loss for Iran. Nabavian said he was prepared to publicly debate anyone defending the terms of the proposed peace agreement. Seyed Nabavian said, and I quote, "Even if your intention was good, do not doubt that you have become the cause and instigator of a great evil in the country, which will also engulf you." Unquote. Protesters in Tehran openly questioned whether the talks had received Mojtaba Khamenei's approval or backing. Hardliners pointed to his continued silence on the negotiations as evidence that he had not endorsed the process. Placards displayed during Saturday rallies accused the negotiating team of acting without clear authorization or support. Israeli leaders fear Donald Trump's emerging Iran deal could leave Tehran stronger while leaving Israel more exposed to future security threats. Senior Israeli officials said the emerging U.S. Iran agreement appeared to accept many of Tehran's key demands, according to a report by Channel 12. Officials said they believed Israel's core security concerns had not been adequately addressed in the proposed framework. Israeli sources argued that Iran was not agreeing to the framework for nothing, and stood to gain significant benefits from the arrangement. Officials warned that the agreement could undermine some of the strategic gains Israel believes it achieved during the recent conflict. Israeli officials also argued that the deal could help stabilize and rehabilitate the Iranian regime at a time of mounting pressure. Israeli officials said, and I quote, "This is the same framework as the agreement to end the war in Gaza. Ask yourself what has happened since then with the commitment to disarm Hamas. What will be the Americans' essential leverage if, after 60 days of a ceasefire, the Iranians do not begin the steps required of them? The credible military threat has been all but eroded. The uranium extraction has become uranium dilution, and the missile system is not part of the agreement at all. All the goals that Israel set are not immediately dealt with in the agreement. Not only is Iran not required to stop supporting proxies, it is reconnecting itself with Hezbollah through the agreement." Unquote. Amid growing concerns, Israeli media reported that Benjamin Netanyahu would convene the Security Cabinet to discuss the developing situation. The cabinet meeting is expected to focus on the implications and potential consequences of a possible U.S. Iran agreement. The reported criticism marks one of the sharpest Israeli reactions yet to Donald Trump's ongoing push for a peace deal with Iran. Iran has rejected Donald Trump's deal show as Tehran pushes back against claims that an agreement is ready for immediate signing. Iran publicly rejected Trump's claim that a deal with Tehran would be signed on June 14, saying negotiations have not yet reached that stage. Iranian officials said the proposed memorandum of understanding has neither been finalized nor formally approved by the relevant authorities. Fars reported that Tehran viewed the push for a signing on that specific date as a political stunt driven by Trump's domestic agenda. Iranian negotiators said the timing appeared carefully chosen to coincide with celebrations surrounding Trump's 80th birthday. Iran also linked the proposed signing date to Trump's high-profile UFC event planned at the White House the same weekend. Officials said they would not allow sensitive diplomatic negotiations to be transformed into what they described as a media or ceremonial maneuver. Trump had earlier announced on Truth Social that a deal could be signed as early as Sunday and presented it as a major diplomatic breakthrough. Donald Trump said, and I quote, "Barack Hussein Obama's deal with Iran, the JCPOA, was an easy, beautiful, smooth road to a nuclear weapon, which Iran would have had 6 years ago, and would have used long before now. My agreement with Iran is the exact opposite, a wall to no nuclear weapon. In fact, they no longer want a nuclear weapon, nor will they have one, either through purchase, development, or any other form of procurement. The deal is scheduled to get signed tomorrow, and immediately after it is signed, the Hormuz Strait is open to all. Our relationship with Iran is a much different and better one than previous administrations have had. Unlike Obama's hundreds of billions of dollars in payments to them, including $1.7 billion in green, cold cash, no money will exchange hands. At the appropriate time, when all is calm, we will go in and get the nuclear dust, buried deep under the powerful sunken granite mountains. Thanks to our beautiful B-2 bombers and their brilliant pilots, and downblend and destroy it, whether in Iran or the United States. We look forward to working with Iran, and the entire Middle East, long into the future. Hopefully, this process will all work out quickly, easily, and smoothly." Unquote. Meanwhile, CNN reported that mediators spent June 13th rushing to secure a virtual signing format in an effort to keep negotiations on schedule. Some mediators feared that further delays could create opportunities for new regional crises to derail the diplomatic process. There were also concerns that either side could still walk away if negotiations become prolonged or politically complicated.